Remember when Asmongold painted with a broad brush and got banned? I watch a variety of streamers, including Zachar Asmongold, and you, but I will never be a because of who I choose to watch. Watch your brushstroke, man. Lol. Dude, I said the nicest. I was the most careful in my statement. I said Asmongold is welcoming a lot of awful people into his community because he thinks he's like just being, you know, a little edgy, even if he doesn't fully subscribe to this ideology. And people still got mad at me for this. It's crazy. Like, that's crazy. I'm not saying if you watch Asmongold, you're not dumbass. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that if you entertain those kinds of crowds, okay, by making edgy jokes or whatever, you're inevitably going to welcome those crowds into your community and say like, no, you're welcome here. You can be in here. It's fine. And inevitably, the dynamic of your community will change. I can be a smartass too, no worries. I'm just saying, that's it. It is probably the most charitable way to approach the situation. I'm using like, I'm trying to be as understanding as possible, knowing the environment that I'm in. Tell the Nazi bar story, Hasan. You can operate a bar, but if you start letting in one Nazi, then it's going to become a Nazi bar. Is that what it is? I mean, that is how it works. People with that kind of ideology do exist. And there are varying degrees of different political opinions in this great landscape of American politics, okay? Not every single person is a card-carrying, ideologically invested white nationalist neo-Nazi. But there are people like that. And the people like that want to actively recruit. And that's all they care about. And they will do everything in their power to continuously recruit. They will lie. They will obfuscate. They will focus on shared opinions. And there's plenty of shared opinions on that side of the political equation, because a lot of right-wing opinions, when exhausted to its logical conclusion, do end up in the fascist ideology, in the realm of fascist ideology. And that's how it works. Prominent former neo-Nazis have written extensively about this process, about how they realized that it was incredibly easy to infiltrate Republican politics and Republican communities because of how many of the shared values that they have. This does not mean that every Republican is a card-carrying Nazi. As a matter of fact, many Americans hate Nazis, right? And the most effective way to stop that, like, think about it this way. I am an outspoken leftist, anti-fascist content creator, and yet plenty of dipshits find their way into this community. They do all the time. They're always in the chat, okay? But what do? When I identify one, I immediately call them out and I ban them, because I have, if I was operating a bar, let's say, it's like I have a sign that says no Nazis allowed, okay? People still could have the capacity to enter the bar, but once identified, I immediately dispose of them. It's that simple. If you don't do that, and my expectation isn't that every single person is that careful and that knowledgeable on dog whistles or whatever and operate with the same care and consideration. But if you are, you know, if you're operating a bar, let's say, and you let some of these dudes in and more of them come in and they start yucking it up with the locals, and then the locals find them to be cool and chill, yeah, you're going to have a problem. Eventually, you're going to have a Nazi bar. That's it. So far with the tolerant left, that's so funny. We're firmly planted in 2016 again, permanently. It's not even so far as so much for the tolerant left.